I'd like to do a general message because this song is popping in my head and I can't get it out of my head, so I just turned it on. I just turned on the song and was listening to it. I haven't heard this song in a while. It's a country song, and I like older country, but I haven't really, I don't listen to it. It's been a while. But this song in particular is popping in my head, and I feel like it's my grandmother talking to me. I truly do. I also want to say thank you to you guys for your love and support during this time. It means a lot to me. But on a positive note, whether this is somebody from the other side giving you a message or coming through me to give you a message, maybe it's your higher self talking to you right now, or somebody who's in your waking life right now, still in your life, and they want you to keep going and never give up. This song is going to be the message today. So it's The River by Garth Brooks. Maybe that song, for some of you, that this specific song is relevant. Maybe it means something very significant for you. But anyway, here we go. Let's look it up. The River, Garth Brooks. Let's look up the lyrics and talk about it here. You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. One of my favorite parts of that little segment right there is where he says, you know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. It does change. How many of you have changed your dreams and your wants throughout the years? I have a lot. Right now, currently, I'm about to go back to school, and I've narrowed it down to 3 things I'm going to school for, and I am going to go to school for all 3 of them, because one of them is only a few months and the other thing is about maybe it's like a few week program. You still have to get certified for it, and the other thing for my bachelor's would be 4 years, and then I would go for my master's and so on and so forth. So that's the ultimate one. I did decide what I wanted to do, guys, but it's very different. Like, it's a stark contrast from where I've started. I mean, I can't tell you how many dreams I have, how many visions I have for myself. I mean, I know that I didn't come to this planet to do just one thing. I just know that about myself. Like, I am ever changing, and maybe you are too. Maybe you're in the middle of a change. Maybe it's in love. Maybe it's in your career. Maybe it's in your beliefs. I mean, it could be anything. Maybe it's in all the above, or in a few of them. But this song, what I love about it is the river is a metaphor for life. And it's the idea that life is a constant battle, but it's worth living. It's worth living. And it may not always feel like that. You know what I mean? It feels like, I mean, there may be times, and I mentioned this in a Scorpio message, where some of you may sit back and you're like, I have to believe that life has meaning, and you give it meaning. You have to. I mean, otherwise you just want to get out of here faster. But sometimes you'll get to a place, I mean, not everybody, but some of us get to a place where we're like, well, yeah, it's got all this meaning, and it's, you know, it's a life worth living, until it isn't anymore. And then what happens to all the things that we learned? And I mean, what is it for? What is the purpose? You know, really, what is the purpose? What's the point? That's okay. That's okay. This song is just a reminder that as long as we're here, we're going to keep going, even if it's difficult. And we'll keep reinventing ourselves. We'll keep doing something else if we have to. And if we don't want to do something else, we want to do the same thing, and we're dead set on that, then we're still never going to give up. We're just going to keep trying and keep trying, no matter how many failures, no matter how many losses, no matter how many battles, no matter how many wars, no matter how much is against us. In the end, if we really want it, we have to sell our vessel. That's what the song is about. So trying to learn from what's behind you and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shores. Some of you could feel like that right now, or somebody in your life, they're going through that, where they feel between the shores, between paths, between should I do this, should I do that. Maybe this is an individual or this is you where you know what you want to do. It's just a matter of how. I can know what I want to do all day, but how? Really? How? There's so many other factors to consider here. How? So whether we're trying to figure out what we want to do, what direction to take, what we should do, what choice to make, or we already know, we've already decided, it doesn't come without battles, and that's what he says. It makes each day a constant battle. It is a constant battle. I mean, this life is not all doom and gloom, but it's also not all rainbows and kittens and kisses, although that's lovely. But it's a mixture of all of it. And you have to embrace it all. And we have to be honest with ourselves that all of it exists. Like, it's not just one and not the other. It's all of it. And it's exhausting. No wonder we age. I mean, it's exhausting to be experiencing the human existence, the human condition, if you will, the human race, to be experiencing Earth, this realm. Well, I mean, all of us have to have balls to some degree. I mean, it's a little crazy. Really. Unless which I believe more so than not, that we didn't really have a choice, but some people believe that we do, and I mean, I'm open to whatever, so I understand everybody has different beliefs. So whether we did choose this to come here to Earth or not, we got some balls. The fact that we're still here and we can get up every day. I mean, pat yourself on the back, you know what I mean? Pat yourself on the back. It's rough. But this is someone who's like, either they have a loved one on the other side, or their higher self, or even someone around them in the physical is saying, sail your vessel till the river runs dry. Don't you dare give up. You can take a break, you can take rest, you should. Take time. Take all the time you need. And then get back on that horse and ride it into the sunset. And if you decide to change course, if you decide to change what you want to do, some of you are changing courses. Actually changing courses. You could be going to school. Like, I'm wanting to go back to school. I'm not wanting to. I'm going to. It's just a matter of doing it. You know what I mean? But, and all the details and stuff like that. But some of you may change courses. You may start on one course and realize you want something completely different. Whether that's in romance, beliefs, or politically, or, with your career. I mean, it could be anything. And then you get down that road and you're like, screw it. Wait a second. And you decide you want to kind of change it up a little bit. That happens. And it's okay in that moment, in that time, to kind of take a step back or feel a little detached. And I got that in Aquarius, is to feel a little bit kind of like, whoa, that's just like the world's spinning, my head is spinning. It's just a matter of, as long as we still sell our vessel. I mean, this is a beautiful song. I mean, otherwise, what are we going to do? We're going to lay down and just rot? We're doing that anyway. So why not rot while we're experiencing? We're all rotting slowly. So why not rot and prepare to meet our inevitable fate, whatever that is for all of us individually? And why not, in the meantime, we live and we experience things, and we fail a little more, and we battle a little more, and we lose a little more, and we gain a little more, and we love a little more, and we hurt a little more, and we have more joy and more happiness and more sorrow and more pain. Why not? What else is there to do? Well, there's only one of two options. We could do this, or we could do this. And until our natural time to do this is, we kind of got to keep going. Or rot. Yeah, so. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. so I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Ultimately, though, yes, if you want to get down to the meat and bones and the nitty gritty of it, we will meet. If we try and all that, we can reach our destination, and we will. But ultimately, even that ends. Everything here on this planet ends. But we can't just always focus on that, because it's depressing. No, we'll never do anything. Trust me, you're talking to me here. Like, I'm preaching to the choir. Like, it's really hard. It's really hard to keep going. I mean, some could call it depression. I mean, yeah, of course. This life is depressing. It's depressing being a human. And it's beautiful. At least we can be preoccupied until we leave this place. You know what I mean? If we want to be, we can be preoccupied. And if we decide this isn't what we want to preoccupy us, we can do something else. And we're probably going to battle it out when we do that, because people don't like it. But, oh well. You know what I mean? We have to live, as long as we do it honorably, and we do it with like a conscience, and we not intentionally hurt anyone. But, you know, as long as we're really seeking what we, like, our purposes, or our heart's desire, or whatever, just something to keep us going until we're out of here. You know what I mean? We have to. I mean, we don't have to, I guess, but this is where having support systems come in handy. You know what I mean? Like having one another to talk to and lean on, and therapy and friends, and you know, people that just listen. Although I understand isolating, and it's good to isolate to a degree, but if we isolate too much, you know, it's real dark place. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away. That's the rotting I'm talking about. Till what we put off till tomorrow has become today. Boy, this song goes right back to months ago, and I've been talking about this. Boy, it's like we're on this journey together or something here. Like a lot of you, we're on this together, where you feel like you're starting over in life, and I can't stop saying it, because it's just been like a repeating lesson for all of us, just till we see it, you know, where it's like, it's okay. It's okay. You might have a lot of start overs before you're out of here. Some of you may feel like, oh God, I'm older now. I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, I'm just kind of looking back, and I'm thinking, like, look how much time has passed by. Look at everything that's passed by. And if I would have figured this out long before, but how could we have figured this out long before? We're different people now. Like, what we're choosing now in our life, whatever path we're choosing now, it isn't at all what we would have chosen back then, or we would have chosen it. We were completely different people back then. So we can say we're starting over, and yeah, we are, but in that we wasted time, or that we're starting late, or that we're getting like a late start, or we're kind of behind the game. Like, no, we're not. You know, something I find really motivational is when you do start school again, when you go back to school or something, and you see a lot of young people in whatever avenue, whatever path you're taking, but you also see people who are older, and it's like, wow, they didn't give up. That's inspirational. You know what I mean? It's like when you get someone who's older, and it could even be you telling someone who's younger, like, who you are now might be very different than who you will see yourself as in the future. But whatever you're choosing, whatever you're doing now, go after it with all of your heart. And don't beat yourself up later if you decide it's something that you no longer want to do, or it doesn't resonate with you anymore, or you don't identify with it anymore. That's okay. You were a different person then. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tides. You could wait, you could sit back for a little bit, that's okay, but don't sit there on the shoreline forever. It's going to be time really soon to get in there and go for it. And is it going to be uncertain? Yes. Anything really new is. Is it going to be a struggle, a battle? Do you know if you're going to be able to face it? No. There's no guarantees. This is about taking risks and chances. This is a leap of faith. This whole song is taking the leaps of faith. This song would be like the Fool, or even the Magician, maybe even combined. This would be like the hero's journey, which I've been talking about, like setting foot the, I forget what the first step is. I'd look it up, then it's going to click off these lyrics. There's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls. See what I'm saying? How many falls have you taken? I'm surprised I don't look like Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I'm all kind of jacked up. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of the above. And at least I could fucking admit it. Like, yeah. I'm like a Raggedy Ann doll. I'm like my own walking voodoo doll. Really. Nobody even needs to make one of you. You're your own. It's like shit. I'm like a pincushion. I'm just like all kinds of things. Just like, come at me, life. Aren't we all, though? Like, it's crazy to be here. Isn't it? I mean, I can't see it any other way. Not that one. I can't see it any other way now. I can see a lot of things in other, but that, I just really can't see, like, why we're all a little crazy to be experiencing the human condition. I mean, it's nuts. Think about it. We come here, we experience life, most of us, and then create all these bonds and work really hard for things just to leave it at the end of the day. Poof. Gone. But you can't focus on that. I'm telling you, like, I'm talking to myself also here. Because if we do, it's just like, oh, God, that's some shit, isn't it? I don't know. This is some shit. Yes, I will sell my vessel till the rivers run dry. All right, now that I'm done with the song, let's go to the hero's journey. So in the first, there's the original hero's journey. I believe there's 17 steps. Don't hold me on that. But they've like simplified it, I guess, down to 12. And I think this message is talking about the first few steps, perhaps. A few combined. So the first stage is the ordinary world. This is the hero's life before the journey begins, the adventure begins. This is your life right now, the place that you're at, the state that you're at, the state in which you are in, whatever your life currently looks like right now. This is the ordinary world. Okay. Then we receive the call to adventure. This is when the hero faces an internal conflict that drives them to the main conflict. So it's like, I got to do something. I can't just keep doing this. I can't sit here on the shoreline. I have to get in that river. Oh, shit. All right, so somebody's received the call to adventure whilst they're in their ordinary world. Okay, whatever that looks like on an individual basis. But then there's this refusal of the call, where the hero may refuse the journey due to fears of insecurities. Well, in the song where he talks about facing the rapids and stuff like that, that would be the refusal of the call. It's like, we know what we need to do. Otherwise, we're just going to sit on the shoreline and rot. We know what we need to do. We're not happy where our life is right now, or where an aspect of our life is right now, and whatever that is. And we know that we need to go for it, but because of the uncertainties, or because of the fears and the unknown, or what we do know, things that we might face, we refuse it. We're like, no, I'm just going to stay put. So then we stay put. We prolong the inevitable. We put it off a little longer. We brush it away, or we push it out of our mind. And then we meet the mentor. Praise God for the mentor. Whoever the mentor is, the mentor can be anything. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be nature. But something teaches us something, or it's like a tool that we can use later on, whether it directly comes to us or it's something indirectly that we experience. And it can be a person, though, something we learn from them. Then we have crossing the threshold. The hero leaves their familiar world for the unknown. So up until this point, we're still in the ordinary world. That's our familiar world. Now we're leaving that world. So I don't think we're there yet. For a lot of us, if you're going to resonate with this, we're needing to leave our familiar world. We got to cross that threshold. That's what we have to do next. And we know that. I think that whoever's watching this that's going to resonate with it, we know that our next step is to cross the threshold. Cross the thresholds. But we're probably going to do it with our eyes closed. We're probably just going to have to go for it. We're just going to have to do it. We're really just going to have to do it. We're just going to have to do it. But we're not going to go in blindly. I think that whatever this mentor gives us, whatever the mentor ends up being, those tools, maybe it's just one tool, but it's big enough that we're like, all right, I've got enough that I can do it. I can do it, you know? And we're going to close our eyes and jump into that river rapids. That's what we're going to do. Woo! So here we go. We're jumping in. We're not yet, actually. If you're watching this, we haven't yet, but we're about to. We're going to do it. And what we're going to meet when we get there? Well, we're going to be tested. The next stage is tests, allies, and enemies. They all go together. You'll have allies that you'll meet along the way. Maybe there's other people in those rapids who took risks and chances. And they're also... they're doing it with you, you know? And then you're going to have some enemies mixed in there because you got to make it exciting, you know? You can't just have it smooth sailing. Oh, that'd be too easy for you. And then you're going to have these tests. And it's like, damn, right now? Already? Yes. Such is life. Such is life. So after these tests, allies, and enemies, then we have a stage where we approach the inmost cave. This is when the hero faces their greatest fears and must find courage. The next stage is the ordeal. This is the moment of the hero's greatest challenge where they face a major obstacle or enemy and must overcome it to continue their journey. So as if it wasn't already hard to be alive. Here you go. Let's throw a little bit more in on you. I mean, we all go through this, but it's just like, it feels like we're in a video game, doesn't it? Think about it. Just picture a video game. I'm thinking like God of War. That's appropriate here. Whew. And then after this ordeal, you receive a reward. The hero achieves a reward, often in the form of knowledge, insight, or a powerful object that helps them on their journey. A lot of times your reward can even be knowledge. You know, after having done something, like maybe you fail a test of some kind. And you learn though, but that's the blessing, is that you learned it. And so now you have that tool and that's your reward. The reward is your knowledge. You're smarter now. You're not going to do that again. And now you can teach other people like what happens or what could possibly happen if they do it. You know what I mean? So the reward is a lot of times your knowledge, but it can be a lot of things. Then you have the journey back. So this is the road back. This is the next stage. The hero begins the journey back, often encountering new challenges and obstacles along the way. Notice how it just keeps getting more and more and more. Doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. No, I don't know why I'm laughing. Frustration. The resurrection is the next stage. This is when the hero experiences a moment of death and rebirth, often symbolized by a physical or metaphorical transformation. Then we have the return. The hero returns home transformed and changed by their experiences, armed with new knowledge and insights that they can use to benefit their community. That's huge. I mean, this is when we start realizing, like, oh shit, I kind of had to go through all that because now I can do all this. But ultimately, my thing is, like, at the end of the day, for what? For us just to all leave it again? For us just to all leave at the end of the day? When our time is up and our expiry date is here, what was all this for? That's what I want to know. But I mean, we just have to keep going. Okay, that's all I know. That's we just have to keep going. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we, I don't know. I'm just a little sad right now. I'm a little sad, and I'm aware of that. I'm not a little sad. I'm very sad. I told you my world just got a lot darker. I mean, I'm glad though that I'm glad my grandma's now on another side where she can come in anytime she wants. She can communicate with me more now, actually, that she's not in the physical. That I'm happy about. She can watch over me even better. As if there even was a thing. You know, she already did a great job, but I could have her around me all the time now. But it did get a little bit darker when she left. Anyways, I'm just sad right now. And so I'm just, I mean, but it is a legitimate question. It's not just coming from sadness. I mean, quite honestly, what is all of this for? But oh well. Some things we never get answers to. We just got to keep going. We just got to keep sailing that vessel, you know. Really, I believe it. Yeah, because otherwise the alternative is rotting, and we're already going to do that. So you almost have no choice but to sail your vessel, unless you prefer rotting. And I don't want to rot. I'm already rotting. We are already rotting. So like, why rot more? The freedom to live is the last stage. A hero achieves a state of freedom and enlightenment, often living happily ever after in a state of balance and harmony. Notice though, that doesn't last. Anyone who thinks, I'm completely awakened, there's nothing else I can learn on this earth, I've already made it through the matrix. No, we haven't. No. Because no sooner are we off of one hero's journey and we're right back onto another one. The cycle keeps going. It has to. It has to. Until we're out of here. Even if our tests and challenges aren't as hard, or aren't as difficult, or aren't as challenging, because we have so many tools from having passed so many levels that we can better navigate them, we're still never off the journey of learning. And you know, and if we ever think that we have nothing else to learn, I'm telling you, we really are in a lot of danger. Like, we have a lot more to learn. There's so much more that we don't know. But I do think that some people, I guess you could call them like ascended masters, but they're still people at the end of the day. They still take in their environment. They still learn. They still do work, you know, of people around them in life and everything. They're constantly in meditation. Like, they're constantly in a state of beingness. They've gotten to that point, but they're the student and the teacher. Basically, I think this message is to say, like, we're being urged to keep going. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. I know you're weary. I know you're frustrated, maybe even a little angry at life or the world or everything that you see going on. It's just over it. Sad. Unenthusiastic. Uninspired to keep going. But there are still things that inspire you deep down, and there is meaning. I guess we really shouldn't worry too much about the ending because it comes fast enough. Until then, we just keep carrying on. So, yeah. And thank God for others. Thank God for other people. I mean, I know we can't all trust a lot of people, and then we shut off and we get to where we can't let a lot of people in, but really, truly, not everybody is like that. And some people, the beautiful thing about this life is we're all on different journey, or we're all on different stages of our journeys and on our heroes' journeys. And so, whereas we may be in one where we're entering the innermost cave and we're at the darkest part, there may be someone who's at the point of being the freedom to live, right? And they will end up being like the mentor to us. So it's nice. This really important to have community. Even if you don't have a lot of people, that's fine. Sometimes that's better. Quality over quantity. And I get it though, because it's hard to open up. It really freaking is to some. Not everybody, but some. It's hard. It really is. But really, thank God for each other, because we're all here and we all have the same ending. So if we can understand anything about each other, it's that it's all going to end. That's one thing we all do have in common. And maybe just a few people out of the many, but a few is more than enough. Maybe those individuals will help us through the river of life. Even if they don't know they are, And sometimes those that will help us through the river, they're already past, they're already on the other side, they've already graduated to the highest level because they're not here anymore. And so then they can really be a light to us if we're listening and paying attention to the signs. They'll send them to us. They'll guide us through. They want us to keep living. Like that song says, I just want to live while I'm alive. It's my life. It's now or never. All right, guys. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.